Control Arch Restriction Systems 3, 2, 1. Approval of Situation A recognized, commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Weekday Anime. I am the anime guy. And today we are going to start the month of August off with a few surprises and changes. I have changed the streaming software, so hopefully it behaves properly and looks right. And please bear with me today as it is new and I am still learning it. But this month, I decided we're going to touch on a subject that's a little different. It is the subject of harems. And what is a harem? It's a term that doesn't get tossed around very much, but basically, well, we're going to find out what a harem is. So with that, I'm going to bring in my co-host for today, the one and only Purple Valkyrie. How are you doing today, love?
Good morning. Great to see you. Liking the melon. It's all wobbly when we speak. That's kind of cool.
It is a little different for how it works. It's I've seen it. I've only been on one other stream where a person has used melon, and I digging into it, the features that it has. It does look pretty good. Trying to get everything loaded up in it to where I can do the show like I normally do has been a bit of a challenge, but I think we're pretty well there. But let's give this thing a shakedown and see how it works. And I want to say hello to One Man Show. Great to have you here today. Of course, Purple Valkyrie, you're here. And Rosie Gamgee, my favorite Gamgee, good to see you today. And hello to Daniel, great to have you here today. And let's see. Dragon Ruse, welcome to you. Great to have you here. And Pat S, welcome this morning. Great to have you.
Yes,
and I believe
great chat. Good to see you guys.
And Timon Flop, welcome to you. Great to have you here today also. Yeah, we've got off to a rockin' good start. So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to talking with me about anime, have you ever heard of the genre or heard of any shows really focusing in on a harem?
Honestly, I haven't heard the term. When you talked about the different shows that fall into this genre, I recognize them, especially Tenchi, because you talked about it. But I did not know that this was a whole thing, I guess.
Yeah, it's a it's a pretty widespread thing. Looking at this this current season, there are several shows that are either straight up harem shows or harem adjacent, as what we'll call it. And the amount of shows that could be considered a harem actually surprised me, because they're, Tenchi is the most obvious one because it's one of the first ones that I was exposed to, and it just works with it. And just to lay a base foundation, a harem is basically a show where you have a protagonist, male or female, that has a cadre of love interests, whether they know it or not, who then vie for the attention, the affections, and do all sorts of shenanigans to make it happen. Now, typically in anime, most of the time it is a male protagonist and a bunch of females, but there are some reverse ones. And as we've talked about, Tenchi Muyo is the biggest one that comes to mind because, that's the first one that we were exposed to. It's one of the older ones. Definitely not the first one, but one of the ones that really stuck out to me. So
could I ask, is this a serious trope, or is this very lighthearted? Do they take it as a joke within these shows?
Most of them that I've seen, it's very lighthearted, and as in some cases, it's very jokingly. Now, starting with the original Tenchi Misaki is, he's just a high schooler. He's going to school. He then sets loose the space pirate Ryoko, who, after battling him and losing a hand to him, takes a shine to him and keeps wanting to, have fun with him in places. And then more and more ladies just keep showing up. And he at first he really isn't interested in it. And he's embarrassed to the point where he starts getting the nosebleed. So the nosebleed trope comes into play.
Yes, I've seen that.
But my understanding is eventually he does end up, or at least in the manga, he does eventually end up marrying all of them, because on the planet Jirai you're supposed to do that. So I don't pretend to fully understand it, but that tends to be more of how it works. You have the your protagonist that either doesn't want it, maybe kind of gets it, but trying to figure out the who and the what is it's just all over the place. So yes, as Rosie says, yes, they're usually not actual harem. Still, I'm not a fan of multiple love interest storylines. And see, the thing is, there's a lot of them that are that way. Shows that I wouldn't have thought of as that technically fall into this trope. And doing just a cursory search, I found like 10 different lists from about 8 different sites dealing with this. So it's all over the place. So I thought let's cover it. Let's see where it goes. And there is one common theme that I found with most of them, and that typically is what show is in the number 1 spot. But we'll deal with that here in a moment. But let's see here. I do want to test out the video, my my Alucard breaks, and see how well they work. So I am going to play one, which. See, that sucks. The problem with this software is it doesn't show me the name of the clip, so I have to look and kind of guess. This one I definitely know. This one is the out of context clip. Severely out of context.
We're definitely out of family friendly month now.
Unfortunately I could barely hear it, so I'll have to listen to a replay later to make sure that the audio volumes are correct. If anybody couldn't hear it, please let me know, and I'll have to gripe to the creators of the software about it. But I want to say hello to a few of the people that have shown up today. Hello to D Bud Martin, great to have you. The lovely Sherry, welcome to you. So I'm going to share my screen here. And actually, sharing screen on this is a little easier if I select the right thing, that is. There we go. All right. So here is the first list that I wanted to go with, and it's been updated fairly recently. It's from Game Rant, so take it for what it's worth. Game Rant's basically no different than most of the others, but the list nevertheless was pretty good. So 20 best harem anime of all time. Well, I would probably dispute that claim because they chose Tenchi GXP as opposed to the original Tenchi, so that instantly gives them less credibility. But that's a different thing. But this was written by Sid. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name. So Sid wrote this May 19th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what they describe it. Now, protagonists with several romance potentials and vague romantic labels with them have always been popular tropes in television. Anime, however, ups the ante with its own harem genre. The sitcom formula has withstood the test of time in anime, and viewers can now consume a plethora of harem anime. It's not just a little bit, it's a plethora. And titles in case they want to see some hyperbolic gender dynamics and exaggerated attraction. And yes, that is another facet of this, is they do tend to exaggerate things quite a bit. And yes, GXP is fine, but yeah, it's I haven't watched it yet, so I don't want to pass too much judgment on it. But compared to the OG, it's hard to agree with it. So here is what they have on their list. And of course, the stupid ads. Let's see here. So for this person, number 20 was Is This a Zombie? Released in 2011. It's a supernatural comedy available on Hulu. It does have some ecchi elements, so fan service is also what it was known as. But a lot of viewers can find it in their hearts to forgive. Is This a Zombie? As it tackles a particular premise. The main hero is a 16-year-old who died at the start of the anime. Typical, yes. But he had the luxury of being turned into a zombie.
Okay.
That's yes. Not every day that we deal with the zombie boy. But let's see. So that's because Ayumo, I butchered that, was reviewed by waifu candidate Elusiwood Hellscythe. She's a necromancer. Oh, so we've got two elements of horror in here. But at least she gave Ayumu the chance to go after his killer. As luck would have it, Ayumu ends up meeting the rest of the waifu candidates in the quest to solve his predicament. So on his quest for vengeance, he ends up with a cadre of women vying for his affection. And he's probably oblivious to it.
Didn't know zombies were so attractive.
I didn't know either. Only in anime could you have a zombie as attractive as that.
See, if it was a vampire, I could kind of understand it, but I like that concept. That sounds pretty funny.
Yeah. And as Timon Flop says, a harem without Ishi must have some good action. Yeah, I would tend to lean in that direction. And D-Bud said, Dad, you killed the zombie, Flanders. He was a zombie? And hey, Leaky, good to have you here today. Good to see you.
Hey, Leaky.
So that one's fairly recent. It's on Hulu. I haven't seen it, but I guess if you like supernatural comedies with a little bit of yeah, that one's for you. Now, this next one is current season. It started in the spring. It's 24 episodes long, and I absolutely, this is one that I probably shouldn't adore, but I absolutely friggin' love the show. It really is funny. So it's a high school comedy. It is on Crunchyroll. They're up to, I believe, episode 14, and they actually do have through episode 12 dubbed. So if you need to listen to it dubbed, you can. And let's see here. So here's what it says about A Couple of Cuckoos. It is another standout harem anime since it features a conservative dose of fan service. And yeah, it's very tame compared to older animes in the same genre. It's risque for today's standards, pretty tame for yesterday's standards. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's also one of the few harem anime where the male protagonist actually deserves the harem. That would be a straight A student, Nagi Umino. He was supposed to be rich, but the hospital accidentally switched him with another baby at birth. And that person who they switched with is this one down here, the one right below him, the reddish head female. But when he turned 16, he finally met his real parents and the girl he inadvertently switched lives with at birth. Problem is, his adopted and real parents now want him to marry the girl. So, very first episode, they set up the arranged marriage.
That's very complicated.
It is very complicated. Well, prior to that, she actually meets him before they know who they are, asks him to be her pretend boyfriend for something that she's doing with all the online stuff. She's let's say like a TikTok influencer or something like that. Something very modern, tropey stuff there. The other problems arise when Nagi starts pursuing someone else he genuinely likes. That would be the one on the right, the short purple hair. And on top of that, his adopted sister also has eyes on him. So the sister that he was raised with, who isn't his sister, as she's getting older, she starts to have feelings for him outside of the other. And yes,
that's a Jerry Springer episode waiting to happen.
Yes, it yes, it is. And D-Bud hits it right on the nose. Yes, and they are so randomly wonderful. Here's what I'll say about this so far as a show. I have enjoyed it. It is fun. Nagi is trying to he's basically he's always been so focused on school that his parents that he was raised with, they run a restaurant and they're very chaotic people, whereas she, the one that is that they were supposed to have, she's just like them in a lot of ways. So Nagi never really fit in with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But since the parents that he was supposed to have, or his real biological parents, are so still, filthy, stinking rich, they decide, besides the arranged marriage, to have them live together in a very nice house in the middle of wherever they're. I believe they're in Tokyo itself, or they're in one of the cities close to where they go to school. And then she, of course, was going to a different school, but gets kicked out, ends up going to his school, becomes friends with the girl that he's trying to get with, but she's engaged to run a temple and doesn't want to date because that's going to take up all of her time. And it just goes round and round in circles. And a couple of cuckoos, the name fits. So
yes, now that I've heard the plot, that the title does make a lot more sense.
yes, it does. In fact, let me see if I can find a preview for this one, because this one is worthy of seeing the preview. So let's see, a couple of cuckoos preview, the official trailer from 6 months ago. Okay, so we'll get this screen shared here. Give me just a moment here. Da-da-da-da-da. Nope, don't want to add a camera. I want to share a screen. Nope, don't want to share that there. Nope, that one. There we go. All right. Move this over to my second monitor. Finally got my second monitor set back up again.
Nice.
Makes things a little easier. So here is the preview to A Couple of Cuckoos.
聞いたら運命変わっちゃうかもよ。
Can you hear it okay, or is it too soft?
Sounds good. No, sounds fine.
Okay. It must be softer for me because I'm running the thing, so. Hooray! Yeah, sounds like a totally different form of short film. It's different. But let's check this out.
やっぱりナギくんが撮った写真が一番よく撮れてる気がする。私、いいなずけがい
That's
る
the
ん
one
だ。
that he wants.
海野くんなら背負ってくれそう。そんな気が。
And the thing with her is she's been the number one student at the school for forever, and Nagi's been trying to become number one so that way he can get the nerve to ask her out. And when he does finally beat her in one of the tests, he asks her out and she rejects him because she says, that's when she says that, and she then puts out a stipulation, I'd only date you if you beat me like 10 times or something like that. And he's like, I will beat you 10 times in order to date you. And she's like, oh yeah? Well, let's see if you can actually do it.
Give him a challenge.
Exactly. And good morning to you, Arturo Torvino. Welcome. I appreciate you being here today. And yes, let's see here. Yep. The purple violet eyes seem to be growing more popular. Yeah. Certain styles definitely are more popular now than they were, like the purple hair, pink hair, compared to the traditional jet black hair that most of them had back in the day. But I guess just the sign of how things are currently done. But I will say this: the art animation in this is really good.
Yes, it looks good, and I like, actually, now that it's been explained, I do like the concept of this show because it does sound pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. And hello to the Peter Venkman fan site. Good to have you here today. Yeah, as I said, I've really enjoyed it, but let's continue this little preview here.
したから。そっか。お兄ちゃんってお兄ちゃんじゃなかったんだ。いいでしょ別に。もう子供じゃないんだから。
実力テスト必ずお前に勝つからな。
There he goes. I'm gonna beat you.
私まだドキドキしてる。こんなに
Well, the thing is with him and the other one that were switched at birth. Initially, they like each other, but not like. But over the course of time, she has started to like him, and it starts to cause other problems and jealousies and things like that. So, yes, Rambam 3000, good to have you here, even though you are a bit late, but that's okay. Still good to have you here. So let's finish this little preview here.
楽しいの初めてかも。兄ちゃんともうちょっと一緒にいたい。
俺と付き合ってくれますか？
テレビアニメ「カッコウの許嫁」。結婚相手がナギくんだったらよかったのにな。
Yeah, she says that before they actually before the parents actually say, "We're arranging your marriage." And of course they freak out about it.
His life just got much more complicated. I like it.
Yes, it does. And hello, Dennis McCullough. Good to have you here today. Yeah, it's a complicated show, but as I said, I really have enjoyed it. I like it at least. So, take that for what it's worth. But if you want something that's modern, current season, most of the episodes are dubbed. It's it. So a couple of cuckoos. And I think we're going to take a quick little video clip break here. Let me see if I can find the right one. Which one do I want? No, that's Dandy Man. Oh, you can't go wrong with a little Vash the Stampede. So let's Vash it up here.
Well, did I work off the donuts and the $10 double dollars?
Well, Vash, he blew it. Did he work off his 10 double dollars? No, that's maybe. Oh, yes. Yeah, Vash can be a little obnoxious, but you know what? I love Vash the Stampede. My love of Trigun is, yeah, it's good. And as Rambeb said, he blew his load too soon. Well, with some of these shows, that's probably a more appropriate term than it would have been last month, so I'll allow it. Now, the next one on this list I have never heard of, but it's a comedy in school. It's on Crunchyroll, originally released in 2019, and it's Oratsuki. Oratsuki starts off with a high schooler named Joro, who at first appears to be painfully average and friendly. Underneath, however, he's a schemer and plans to win either of his crush's affection with a weird but straightforward love triangle plan involving his best friend. When all seems to be going smoothly for Juro, another girl enters the fray. It's like we need an arcade game of this. It's a 4-player combat game. Starting off the 3, the other person joins in, clicks the start button. The action stops and it says, "A new challenger has arrived." So another one enters the fray, and she's a sharp one. She immediately sees through Juro and thus complicates his plan and his relationship with his 2 target girls and his best friend. Yeah.
Why would you chase after 2 girls at the same time? That's just asking for trouble.
Yes, it is asking for trouble. I don't understand it, but then again, in high school I wasn't exactly the one to really do that. I really didn't care too much for high school, but yeah, guys with a dong, they can get a little too excited and stupid with it. So that's all the moral I'll say about it. They can just get dumb in the brain. And they're thinking with the wrong brain, so Yeah, one man show says he gave up on donuts when they went past $1.25 each. Yeah, I can understand that. And Darius Munchausen's in the house, and he says, because 2 is twice as many as 1.
This is true. This is very true.
Oh, let's see. Because he's man enough to handle 2. No, it tries, but
we'll see.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. It's on Crunchyroll. If you like that type of drama, there you go. Let's see here. Number 17. We Never Learn. Bokuben. Also from 2019, comedy series on Crunchyroll. In the show, an impoverished student named Yoriga gets a chance to be admitted to a top-ranked university with a full scholarship. But there's one condition. He'll have to tutor the school's geniuses, each in their weakest subject. Oh, okay. So, of course, all of these geniuses are girls with dynamic and eccentric personalities, meaning it's quite a monumental task for someone like Yuiga. Well, there's nothing that stands out with this rom-com. It does everything decently and is generally an entertaining watch. Well, he's dressed in white. It looks like that he's surrounded by a gaggle of women. And Daniel says, I love how Purple is genuinely confused why a guy would chase 2 girls at once. Purple, you are the sweetest.
Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, it just confuses me no end. And I have also noticed with these harem shows that the guy seems to be more of the kind of nerdy type. We haven't seen any kind of jock-looking characters. Is that part of the trope?
Yeah, that's something that I tend to see. You know, when I think of Tenchi, Tenchi is training, but he's not built per se. And yeah, almost every single one of these are either bookworms, nerds, geeks, dweebs, all your traditional, the type of guys that you don't expect to have the harem going are the ones that have the harem going. So it is a bit weird. That is very true. And yes, One Man Show is right. And they tend to be clueless. That is so very true. And yes, it is a weird list. This one's a different list. That is very true. And that's why I chose to start with it, because it is so weird. But the guys are clueless. So next on this list, we have Seiri Genzuki, Spirit Chronicles. This one's fairly new. It's an adventure, drama, fantasy, isekai. Now, that's something that you'll start seeing more often is a lot of these harems are within the isekai realm. So this show is quite the handful. It is also an isekai anime, and it is somewhat more serious compared to the other romance harem titles. As is customary in isekai, Haruto Amokawa dies. Then he gets revived as a destitute kid in a fantasy world, where he immediately saves a princess. The princess thus gives him a chance to study in a royal academy, where he's surrounded by nobles. A majority of them are petty and sheltered women, and most of them will inevitably be drawn toward Haruto and his new character. Yep, very isekai. That is so very true. So true. So once again, modern look, modern takes. It probably is okay, but considering how many other shows are out there, I'll probably won't be viewing this one anytime soon. And I do want to highlight one thing here. I did finally get my Streamlabs page set up. So if anybody chooses to, if you wish to super chat but don't want to pay Mama Susan a cut, you can donate directly to me here. I also do have my merch store through Streamlabs set back up, and I've got a few new items that I've set up. So if you want to check them out, definitely check it out. Let's see here. Daniel says, probably it's because the jock types are not sympathetic. You want a sympathetic main character to root for you in a romantic comedy. Yeah, that is true. That is very true. And hello to Sailor Sonic. Good to have you here today. And Hayden Nate, welcome to you. and he says that this is a good anime. Well, as I said, it's one that I've never seen, but Peyton Nate says it's good. If you've got Crunchyroll, check it out. And we're just going to touch on about another 3, and then we're going to have to boogie out for the day because I've got work I've got to do. But let's touch on number 15 on this list. It's called Girlfriend, Girlfriend. Once again, a fairly recent title. Once again, comedy in school. And once again, on Crunchyroll. It seems to be a theme there. So a lot of harem situationships could easily be fixed with polyamory, and that's what Girlfriend, Girlfriend, also known as Konajo mo Kanajo, tried. It begins with a male protagonist, Naoya, was granted a reign of luck after his childhood friend confessed to him. As the two of them were going out, another girl also confessed to him. And then he begins, Naoya, being the stud that he is, refused to let down the other girl. So,
New colors in Streamlabs theme.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate the $5 Streamlabs tip. Definitely will go to help me continue to grow and expand the anime universe. And I've actually got a few more pickups that I've done. That I'm going to have to do a unboxing and showing for, and we're gonna get started with our watch parties here this month, hopefully this week. So thank you so very much. That definitely helps.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, we'll hit that up on what we're going to be doing before we leave here today. But going back to this unique harem, because he is confident. So now, being the stud that he is, he refused to let down the other girl, so he proposed to date them both at the same time with consent. Okay, so there's the modern part, the with consent. But it doesn't stop there. 2 more girls joined the party, but unsurprisingly, they all got jealous of the other despite their arrangement.
Yep. See, told you, gets complicated.
It gets extremely complicated. No, when I actually did start dating, yeah, it's one at a time or none at all, because it just becomes too hard to do things right. So yeah. So girlfriend. Next up, we have Moto to Love Ru. So this one's back from 2010. It's a school sci-fi romance comedy and available on Hulu. Now, this one, Moto to Love Ru, is a harem classic where a typical boy, MC named Yuki Rito, actually has an ideal partner who's also his childhood friend. Things get complicated, however, when an alien girl from another planet lands on Earth and sets her eyes on Yuki. To make matters worse, the said alien girl's sister also wants a piece of the action and have uprooted themselves and now live in his house. Now that's very Tenchi-like. Oh, and there's also a weapon girl who wants to kill Yuki, but also serves as a potential romantic tangent for him. But hey, Yuki still loves his childhood friend no matter what. Sort of. Maybe. So, yeah, that poor guy, he had his life all figured out, and then bam, alien girl shows up and wrecks everything.
As is the way. Yes.
Yep. And another example of polyamory failing due to human nature. Yep. And for whatever reason, Dennis McCullough now says he wants to listen to Typo Negative. Well, you can't go wrong with Typo Negative. That's very true. And let's see here. Hello, Cobra Con 007. No, this isn't Yoritsu Yatsu, but we are getting some new Yoritsu Yatsu, so that's something to put onto your calendar. And Macross has gotten strange over the years. I wouldn't know because I haven't watched Macross in a very long time. Oh, I see. My girlfriend's girlfriend. Yep, that's very typo negative ish of you. And yes, this one does sound very very Tenchi like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Hulu has this one. Maybe worth checking out. Now, The Familiar of Zero from 2006. Action, adventure, comedy, fantasy, romance. It is on Netflix. So this show initially appears to be a cliched harem ishi anime, but it sets itself apart rather easily. The main character here, named Saitao, is actually a slave, since he's a familiar accidentally summoned by an inept, budding sorceress. Oh, talk about being put into a situation that he had no control over. Turns out he is a powerful familiar, but his circumstances have forced him to be weakened. Hence, Saitao has come to terms with his new life while struggling to stay loyal to his master, as other magicians and sorceresses turn his life upside down in a way that only a harem anime can. In any case, it's harem with magic involved. The premise alone should make it interesting.
See, I like these ones that have that extra twist, like the one with the zombie sounds a lot of fun. This one, because it's got the magic element, sounds good. The one where he woke up in a fantasy world, I like as well. Just something a little bit different with them all.
Yes. Yeah, this one does have a different twist to it, but yeah, this one I think would probably be a little funner. It looks like the kids are more, that 15, 16, 17, technically an adult in Japan level area. And of course, exaggerations of certain parts of the body, but that's just how it works, how it rules with them. And hello to Renee. Does Bastard qualify as a harem? Every woman on that show is into Dark Schneider. Yes, it does. In fact, in the show, the one person that he really loves, or his first love, I guess you could say, bitched him out because he did have a full-on harem, and that was one of the reasons why she was so pissed at him. So you got to see it to understand it, but yes, that one would qualify as a harem. Let's see here. Let's see. Modern versions of this. Magical girl to the man she wants, but I'm the magical girl. Man pulling his girlfriend to him who curls around him. You don't understand. I have my HM equal magical girl right here. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything there. A harem with a familiar. Now that sounds interesting. Yep, an inverted version of the Vermeil in gold. I haven't seen that one, so I can't say for sure, but sure, we'll take it. Let's see here. Yeah, Daniel agrees with you. I like the strangest element to add in. Yep. And Dalek 451 is here, and he says, I always hate typical, wimpy, stupid, and overly moral harem protagonists. They are always the worst part of a harem series. They got lots of attention from girls, and all they do is whine about it. Yeah, that is very true. So very true. And that brings me back once again to Tenchi, because that's basically what he does. He whines and complains, and then eventually ends up marrying all of them. So
Yes. See, I watched Tenchi, and the version that I watched was the sanitized version, I guess you'd call it. But I know it's a lot more raunchy.
well, you see, that's the funny part. The original Tenchi was pretty risque back in the day, and it did in the original OVA. It does have some a full frontal, but compared to some of the shows, especially the one that ends up being number one on most of these lists, it's extremely tame in comparison to that. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that here in a little bit. And Sailor Sonic, which one did you see? Please, if you saw this one or whichever one that you saw, definitely let us know, and I'll highlight it here. Let's see. Rambam says Tenchi's anthem is Texas's "I don't want a lover, I just need a friend." Shame none of them others are taking that hint. I think you meant hint, but taking that hunt, sure. Okay, you saw Familiar Zero. Well, there you go. Sailor Sonic 78 says Familiar Zero. Give it a check. Yeah, the original Tenchi is a little more cute than naughty. That is true. That is true. All right, we're going to hit on one more, and then we're going to have a little quick discussion and give it a wrap up here. But next one on the list is Date Alive from 2013. comedy, romance, sci-fi, mecha. No, so the first one with a mecha finally. It's on Hulu. And speaking of a harem with a unique setting, how about post-apocalyptic one? Date Alive explores that opportunity. It begins several decades after a massive, devastating earthquake killed 150 million people on Earth. These quakes have subsequently been happening on a smaller scale and seemingly caused by pretty girls called spirits. Luckily for the main character, Shudo Itsuka, his little sister is working on a plan to prevent these further disasters by rehabilitating the spirits. And what better way to tame them than to make them fall in love with the boy? And that's his job from there henceforth, saving the world by flirting like the mythical Chad.
That's yeah. That's an interesting concept. Yes. He's doing it for the betterment of mankind. Yeah, I'll buy that. Yeah.
Well, it's a shame that he only has one life to give for his country. Or in this case, it's like the death by snoo snoo. Well, not in the show, but in the manga he does. So, and from what I understand, he marries everybody. But then again, that's the way of the people of Jirai. Well, if you think about it, Ayeka is technically either his niece or cousin, very close relation. She's all over him. So, yes. Taking one for the team. Yes, I'm sure he's just so... Well, it is anime, so he's probably not wanting to. And I think we're going to call it there. We'll continue this next week. But before we go, just a few things that I do want to talk about real quick. I am working on and trying to finalize which service I want to use for doing watch parties. I do anticipate starting a watch party, and the one that I want to start with is Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. So, got 26 episodes of it, and we're gonna go through it, have a discussion of it, because it's very prevalent with how things are currently shaping up in our current day. But once I have that in place, I'll put out a series of times. We'll have a vote, and whoever can make it, and we'll talk about it. But let's see here. Dennis McCullough does say, yeah, he gets in Tenchi Ryo-Oki, and he does get married in Ryo-Oki. And yes, Ryoko sexually assaults Tenchi in the second episode. And that's true. She makes no bones about what she wants to do with him, and he doesn't. Well, he tries to fight her, but not really. So yeah, we're gonna have watch parties. We'll have. I'm gonna try to do 2-member live streams this month. If you haven't signed up already, if you choose to become a member, either on YouTube at the Weeb or Otaku level, or if you choose to support directly through the Streamlabs membership, it does allow you to do a membership there. Anyone that is a member will be able to participate in that. So yeah, fun times talking about harems. Oh boy. Yeah.
Well, going by the list that we've had so far, there's a reoccurring theme, but I do like that there's a lot of genres being ticked as well. So this is a lot of fun.
Yes, it definitely is, and I appreciate you being here today with me, Purple. Anything you got coming up that you would like to talk about real quick?
I will be on with Salty Texas and the guys tonight on his channel, and then I will be back tomorrow on my channel for a live stream, probably a little bit later in the afternoon/evening. So lots more stuff coming up, and I'm working on a Tolkien video as well.
Most excellent. Thank you for being here today with me, as always. With that, everybody, go check out some harem anime, and if you want to, go check out Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex if you can find it. And with that, I'm going to leave you today with, I think which one? Not Out of Context, not Bloody, not the Dandy Man. We're going to leave you today with Aussie Looking. See y'all.
Until then, you'll spare blood.
Jeez, fun.
Also, tell that guy to stop spying on me. It's creepy. Shit. Now that I'm all by myself, I can just kick back and
Shots fired from the penthouse suite on the top floor. The initial
What?
SWAT team has not reported back, leading officials to fear what's worse. The terrorist duo inside is comprised of a young British woman and some Ozzy Osbourne-looking motherfucker.
On the phone. Get him on the phone. I want him on the phone right now!
Hold on a minute. I gotta take this. Hello?